So recall that last time I showed you how to use ls-l to list the files in your current directory, cd to change into another directory, pwd to see which directory you're currently in, cd space ... to go up one level, pwd ... to go up one level again, ... to go all the way up to the root with a slash, and then cd by itself to go back to your home directory. So recall that everybody has a home directory that's called tilde, and for me it's actually /home/Philip, because that's my username. And notice that every component of a directory is separated by a / character. So in this session I want to show you how to create a new directory and then move and copy files into it. So recall that ls, here are the current files and directories available in our home. To make a new directory, I'm going to use the mkdir command, which stands for make directory. It takes one argument, which is the name of the new directory I want to make. So I'm going to call it my-cool-directory. Remember, you should not have spaces in your directory or file name. So again, mkdir is the command, and then we pass one thing into it, separated by a space, and that's the name of the directory we want to create. So when I run this by hitting the enter key, and if I type ls again, notice how ls, when I ran it before, showed this set of files, and when I run ls again, the difference is that there's one new thing here. If you notice, there's a my cool directory, which is brand new, which did not exist before. It's because I actually created it with the mkdir command. To see the details, we'll do ls space -l. So notice how my cool directory is a special D kind of file. It's a directory. So we can actually cd into it. So let's do that. I'll do cd space my-cool-directory. Enter. Now we're in my cool directory. When I do ls, nothing actually seems to happen. Now this is not because ls broke, it's because actually there are no files inside of this directory, so it actually returns an empty output. So let's go back up a level, cd space ... to our home directory again. And I want to show you a really useful thing on the terminal, which is called tab completion. So when you type anything into your terminal, let's say cd space, let's say I don't want to type in this full my-cool-directory because it's a lot of typing. What I can do is just start typing the first letter. Let's say M is the first letter, and I'm going to hit the tab key. When I hit the tab key on the computer, it will try to complete the file name based on my current context. When I hit tab, notice how it actually just completed my-cool-directory. It actually helpfully put a slash in the end because it's actually a directory. So just to help me out. So why did it do that? It did this because notice, let me try to do this again. When I type in M, let's say all I do is type in M and I'm going to press tab. I don't want to type in anything else. When I type in tab, notice how everything else just fills in. And the reason is pretty simple. It's because when I type in M, the only possible file in this current directory that matches M is my cool directory. There's nothing else that starts with M, so there's no way to get it confused. So let me show you another example of tab completion in action. Let's say I want to only see a few files. So if I do ls space -l, it shows me information about all the files. But this might be a lot of things to read because I might not actually care about it. Maybe I only care about these 4 files: names.dat, names2.dat, 3.dat, and 4.dat, because I want to kind of find out information about them. So ls can pass in, you can actually pass in the names of the files you want to find out information about. So you can say names.dat, type out names2.dat, names3.dat, and names4.dat. So this will work. So again, how to actually read this is ls is the command name, -l is the option you pass into ls, and everything you pass after this is the name of a file that you want to find out more information about using the ls command. So if I do this, and I press enter, ls just shows me only those 4 files and all their information. So let's say I didn't want to type that much. So one thing we can do is we can do ls space -l. If I type in n now, and I hit tab, what will happen? It'll actually say names, because notice that there's only 4 possible things starting with n, and they all start with names. So when I hit tab, the computer knows to complete names here. But it can't do any more then, because it doesn't know if I want this one, this one, this one, or this one. It just knows I want something starting with names. So it's already saved us a little bit of typing. So let's I'll show you again. So when I hit N and press tab, it'll show me names. So to actually find out more choices, I should hit tab twice. So when I hit tab once, it goes to names. When I hit tab again, if I hit it twice really fast, it will actually show me all the possible names. So notice what happens. So the command line actually printed out, hey, there's 4 things matching names. Names.dat, names2.dat, names3.dat, names4.dat. So now I have a very easy way to choose which one I want. Let's say I want 2. So when I say names2 now, I hit tab, there's only one possible completion because there's only one thing starting with names2 now. It's just .dat. So this tab completion using the tab character is an extremely, extremely useful way to save yourself from typing a lot of keystrokes and from mistyping things on the command line, because everything is case sensitive and really sensitive to exact spellings. Okay, so now with tab completion, notice I do n tab dot tab, which is names.dat, n tab 2 tab, n tab 3 tab, n tab 4 tab. And I get everything, I find out information about all 4 files without typing all of them out. Remember that before I had to type all of these words out painstakingly, one letter at a time. And if I misspell something, I'm going to get an error. So tab completion really helps us. But in this case, we can actually do a bit better, because notice how all these names share a common pattern. They all start with the characters N-A-M-E-S followed by something else. So the shell has a special character called a star that matches any non-space character. So what I can do now is, instead of typing this really long line here, ls-l, names, names, I can type something much shorter. So notice this is the original. I can actually type something like ls space dash l, n, tab to complete names, and then star. So what this star means is I want to do an ls with the dash l option on everything that starts with names, star. So star means everything that starts with that, which means names.dat, names2, names3, names4. And if you notice, if I run this command, it will print out the exact same thing. So notice how here I actually wrote out names.dat, names 2, 3, and 4. Here's I just wrote names star, but it actually means the same thing as that. And in fact, your command line automatically expands the star to mean all 4 things, so that it actually runs essentially the exact same command. So once again, tab completion is really useful. The tab is very useful, and the star is also a very powerful character to prevent you from typing a lot.